What up? What up? Hello, everybody. Sunday, April 25th. Sorry we're late. We had some issues going on with my StreamYard and trying to get the guests right and everything. But I have two guests, and my co-host will be here in a second. He's running late, so he'll be here about 10 minutes. But for those that are new here, I'm Will. Hi. My guest, Mr. Al Jackson. Is that you're the doctor or anything, brother? I want to put a handle on that.
No, therapist, but no doctor, no
Okay.
doctor.
So he's a therapist, and I have my niece here for this episode. So the reason you see me, I got a jacket on. I'm not on crack, y'all. It's a denim jacket because we're talking about sexual assault awareness, and Denim Day is April the 29th this week. And it's you see over there in the corner, we got the little denim ribbon, but the color is actually teal. Teal is the color supposed to be, but I have a denim ribbon over here. Hold on a second. Your aunt wants to say something. Hold on one second. The only kid that doesn't. Oh, so everybody, so my mom and everybody over there by my mom's house has COVID except this one right here. So I'm glad you're well enough to have this conversation with us. So I think we lost Brother Jackson. Oh, there you go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah, this is about sexual awareness. I'm gonna go ahead and put the title up there. The title is "Are You a Survivor?" So this is talking about sexual awareness, sexual assault. I'm sorry, awareness, and also paying homage to the survivors of sexual assault. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, Brother Brother Jackson. I'm going to ask you, can you define sexual assault for us?
I mean, in short, it's non-consensual interactions, and that's the quickest, shortest definition that I can give you. Non-consensual sexual or coerced interactions.
Coerced and coerced, right?
Yes, or coerced interactions.
Okay. All right. So, and the reason my niece here because she's about to start dating and everything. How old are you? 16, right?
16. I'm about to be in a month.
In a month. Oh yeah, 17. I remember. Okay. I'm not barbecuing, so don't ask me.
You're not.
But yeah, she's about to be 17, so she's a young lady that's going to be into this dating world and dealing with men, and I want her to understand and hear this conversation, so you can understand, what sexual assault is and what to look out for, and to understand that even being coerced to try to have sex with somebody is part of sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
If somebody tries to make you do something that you don't want to do, leverage anything to make you do something that you don't want to do, that is sexual assault.
Yes.
Okay. I want everybody, you as well as everybody younger watching to understand that nobody should ever make you do anything that you don't want to do. Okay. All right, Brother Jackson. I just want to make that known. So, for the people that don't understand that.
Oh, most definitely.
So my sister in here with the jokes. Ask your uncle why you have to remind him your age. Is this what the 50s will do? I'm not 50 yet, so Nicole, respectfully, go to hell. So go ahead, brother. You got it. I'm done with her. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I think that's I think it's real important for us to make sure that we're not just identifying just uh, the non-consensual part, but also the coercion. I think at that point it gets really touchy.
Mhm.
It's a topic that becomes at that point really sensitive.
Mhm.
Um, and just and just in my role as one as a therapist,
Mhm.
two as a black man and a black father, and a black father of four daughters,
Mhm.
I think my ideologies over time has matured even more. Um, and I think the benefit of it wasn't so much. I grew up with eight sisters too, so
Okay.
it wasn't so much that the sisters that did it, because as young men we have our own ideologies on how we feel about, especially when it comes to coercion. We have a way that we feel about that, and being, especially when it comes to the court of law, being guilty, not guilty, things like that. Um, but when it came, once I placed my daughter mentally and psychologically in those same interactions,
Mhm.
it allowed me to mature too. It
Mhm.
allowed me to grow up and view things a little more different,
Mhm.
a little more stricter.
Mhm.
Because even as a man, I'm gonna always regard myself as the stronger vessel,
Yes.
of the two.
Mhm.
And so knowing that you're the stronger vessel of the two, and me saying, okay, if I was to take accountability, would this be something that I would want for my daughter? Would this be an interaction that I would want for my daughter?
Mhm.
Right. And I think at that point, um, it sort of matured my thinking, my ideologies on how I viewed it.
Mhm.
Um, where I said, hey, at the moment that there's this, at the moment, for me, at the moment that there's discomfort, that's a no. Like, I'm
Not even
not even,
discomfort. Let me add this. It is at the moment you have a question. You have a question about it at that moment.
word,
It's a no.
word. It's a no.
Mhm.
It's a no go.
Mhm.
Every single time. And
Mhm.
so even with my nephews, like I have, I think I have 30 nephews,
Mhm.
and it's been the same. It's the same conversation with them. At the moment that you have a question about it, at the moment that there's discomfort, it's a no go.
Mhm. Mhm. No matter what you're feeling, no matter how horny you are, whatever, as soon as you have a question about uh uh her answer, you have a question about
Hmm.
her signing on to whatever y'all doing, it's a no because you're not clear about it. If she wasn't clear, she didn't make it clear, then it's a no. It's a no automatically.
And in that role, as the stronger vessel,
Mhm.
as the stronger vessel, if and and as men, we have to consider ourselves that,
Mhm.
and that's the we'll probably end up going to that about the double standards, and that's
Mhm.
one where I think that as men we take that platform, we take that plateau and stay in there strong and say,
Mhm.
you know what, you feel this way, I don't want you to feel this way. We can move past this point,
Mhm.
because it's not like, and I think with some of us we get caught up in that moment,
Mhm.
but even in that moment we got to be stronger than that,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, and so that's something that I stand real strong and firm on. Like, nah, because I know even with my daughters, like, I don't care if you done begun, I don't care if you done begun the act
Mhm.
of of intercourse. And at that point, you say, you know what, I want to stop here because I just don't feel right,
Mhm.
you know. And that's not an interaction that you want to take lightly. And
Yeah.
so I think even in those moments, um, there's still a no, even at the point of consent.
Mhm.
Like there's still a no in process, because we got to look at every moment as being moment to moment.
Correct.
And when it involves something so sensitive or someone so sensitive.
Mhm. And I want you, Yana. I mean, you jump in there. I don't want you to sit back. I mean, if you have any
Mhm.
questions, you have any comments, I want you to jump in there. Don't be
Okay.
shy about this. I'm your uncle, but you're growing up, so feel free to say whatever you have to say. We're gonna address it right here. Um,
Okay.
hold on, your aunt has something to say. Hold on, sir. Four daughters, damn dot, shot the club up. Okay, being responsible. Yana, have you and anyone ever been sexually assaulted in the traditional definition?
Mm, Me, I haven't really been sexually assaulted. Like not.
Well, you said
I,
really, so I mean,
okay, so there were times where like I would be like kind of sexually harassed.
okay, can you define that? Because I want to understand because I want people to understand. Did anybody touch on you? Did they physically touch you?
No,
Okay, all right, go ahead.
it was like basically wordplay.
Okay,
Like, um, okay, my mom let me go to a party,
uh
and there was this boy there. I went with my sister, I went with my sister, and we went to this party, and there was this boy there, and he just kept saying like little sweet nothings in my ear, and just kept trying to get me like to go with him alone places, and just he would just not leave me alone
okay,
until I left, basically.
okay, all right. You took yourself in that situation. Okay,
Yeah, I still like stood up my ground, and I stood up for myself. Like I didn't let him like treat me any type of way. I didn't let him do anything or like really disrespect me.
hmm okay. All right, brother, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, you said he did disrespect you or he didn't.
He didn't. I didn't let him like. He just kept trying to get me to go like in another room with him, like away from the party, basically. And I just wasn't really going for it.
No, that's awesome. Like just for you to respond that way is awesome. You get a lot of, especially uh, especially the younger generation, when you still got a lot of that testosterone jumping up around, and you know, you want to convince, you know, cajole, try to pull, and try to get a woman to respond or get a young lady to respond in the manner in which you can control the narrative or you can control the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to stand up and stand strong in that was proper. And it's somebody, and and I'm sure your uncle here has been in your ear, and giving you that information. It was good for you to stand that way. Those are some things that I deal with my daughters on, and making sure that they respond in those exact same ways. Like, don't do nothing, like nothing that you don't want to do. Don't respond in no way that you don't want to respond. At the end of the day, you young ladies, and uh, I think that um, we all just have to, we all just got to do better. Even our older generation of men and women, and just having those conversations, especially with our young men, um, because of, especially at the age of 16, 17, 18, and growing into your power,
Mm-hmm.
and now you growing, and your testosterone is jumping. You run around here like a young bobcat, a thundercat, and you want to get something popping, but it's like she not ready.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we're not taught. We don't usually mature emotionally until a certain age. And so when you got all of that strength, all of that power, all of that testosterone jumping with no emotional control, right? That's when situations can get ugly. That's when situations get out of hand, just because you lack that self-discipline, lack that self-control. But I think it takes us having these conversations right here, and stepping into those roles of fathering, parenting, mentoring, and just being that voice as an elder,
Mhm.
educate, to educate the young men, and even it's not taking away that it doesn't happen to young men as well, but I know it's a higher risk,
Mhm.
and it's more prevalent, to happen to women than it is men.
Mhm. That's correct. I want to add on to what you said about Tayana, right? And to
Hmm.
any other young lady that might be looking at this, or actually, I'm sorry, the young men that might be looking at this. Put it this way: women control the narrative when it comes to sexual interaction.
Word.
Women control that narrative, right? So anything that she does not want to do should never be done.
Hmm.
Should never be done. And I don't care if y'all got into the act in the middle of the act, and then you're trying to try something new, so to speak. Let's see, I'm not gonna get vulgar with this, but you're trying something new that she might not want to do, and she says no, then that's automatic no. It shouldn't be no coercion in that aspect, because you have power at that moment. You're in a
Hmm.
you're in a power situation at that moment. You control that power because you're stronger than her. So and this is not just to not only for her protection, but also for your protection as a man, as a young man, because um hey, you could go to jail for a long time and screw your life up, based on a moment that you tried to assert dominance, um based on your testosterone. So I mean, this is for your protection too, young men. um
Word.
so let's Yanni, do you have anything else? Well, hold on, let me hold on. My sister has something. I know I blew off moments of obvious no-go moments, like men grabbing my butt and crotch in college, and it was easier to laugh it off and say "stop, boy," as opposed to realizing the severity of the situation. um
Word.
and
Wow.
and Heidi said the same. She had the same thing happen. Also, force isn't just physical. It can also be. It can be coercion also. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let me just put the head in. Let me just
Yeah.
put.
Yeah. Exactly. Let me just.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Okay. Let's. So let's talk about which. Okay, which guys don't understand, right? Women under the influence of any kind of substance.
Uncle Willie, I just remember something
Go
that
ahead.
happened.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it actually was the time that I was sexually harassed. I mean, sexually assaulted.
Okay.
Um, but I was like, it was like in an open place, and I was at the skating rink, right, with my friends and the person I was dealing with at the time, and I was like going to put my skates away because like my feet was hurting, and you know how that gets. So I put my skates away, and I was just waiting in line, and this boy comes up behind me. He was like, "How old you is?" And like right off the top of my head, I'm like, "No." He's like, "A no go." Like, no. So, uh, at like I'm standing there by myself, but there's still people around.
Mhm.
So he's behind me, and then I told him like my age and stuff, and then he was like, "Dang, you're really pretty," and I said, "Thank you," and I just turned back around like and brushed it off, and he tried to grab my butt, but then the person that I was dealing with at the time, he came to he took care of it
Mhm.
at the time.
That's what's
So
up.
yeah, so that would be constituted as that would constitute sexual assault.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Him touching you,
Yeah.
putting his hands on you. Um, and for in those situations, he handled it in those situations, but that's when the police should be called.
Hmm.
It,
Yep.
it- there's no, don't second guess that yourself and calling the police. Don't second guess yourself in doing so. Um, your aunt, hold on. Now I need you to text me his name and pic of him. I just need a word. It was some random
she,
dude. She don't know the
she,
dude. He was random.
He
she
was
gonna be
short.
going.
Mhm.
I thought he was younger, but he was like older than me, short. Nah.
But did you know him?
I don't know. I did not know him at all.
Okay. Yeah. And well, let me hold on a second. So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, because I was gonna say actually the National Sexual Assault Awareness Hotline, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen. I'm gonna have it scrolling as a marquee at the bottom. So if anybody needs to know that information, they can. So what I was saying was talk about women under the influence. Speak on that. The rules of engagement and everything. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I think women under the influence is a no go. Yeah, that's an automatic no go. Um, you have it where I think there's a fine line is if there's previous relationship, previous engagement, and there's a full relationship,
Hmm.
not just a transaction,
Hmm.
not transactional relationship. I'm talking about a full relationship. And then I think so that we don't blur the lines when it comes to that. I think that in those moments, uh, it's always a no go.
Hmm.
No kiss, no touch. Make sure she make it. I mean, as a man, even as a young man, like make sure she make it home safe. Make sure she make it to where with her friends safe.
Hmm.
I think that's a narrative that we have to uh, make the norm,
Yeah.
and not taking that advantage. Um, for me, that's something that I was never like. That's something that I was never cool with, even as a young boy. Like I've been in situations to where I'm like, nah, boss, no, like, nah, she ain't even right.
Hmm.
Like, and I think a lot of that had to do with my ego
Yeah.
and
Oh
and
yeah.
and, and
If
my
you a hunter, it's
pride.
like you hunting and fishing a barrel. There's no
Like
pride.
no, like I can't, like
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I
those,
understand it.
I can't take charity points.
Hmm.
If I'm gonna give me a point, it gotta be a real point.
Legit.
Like
Hmm.
I can't take no pride in that. So even if I get that point, it's like, hey, well, and so a lot of times, even as a young boy, I'm talking about 14, 15, like having conversations with cats 17, 18. Like no, that's just not what's up. That's not cool. Like you
Yeah.
don't gotta that ain't one that you don't have to bag her just because she available and just because she incoherent.
Yeah.
She high, she drunk, and this is probably her first time smoking weed. And and even at the age, I had a lot of friends, but I didn't drink
Hmm.
and I didn't smoke. So my conscience was always clear in these moments. But
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends that did. But yeah, in those instances, it's always a no go. If there's a previous full relationship, as an older gentleman, I find those situations to be a little bit different,
Yeah.
because the woman expresses that those moments are okay, and not because I just decide that they're okay.
And,
So,
and let me
previous
interject.
relationship and engagement,
Let me
she'll,
interject.
she control it. She control that
At
narrative.
the point where she says stop, even during those times, then it's a stop. So I
It's
just want
still
to
a
make sure.
stop.
Yeah, I want to interject that. That's all. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
even if there's a relationship, even if it's and there's a point and time. Like, listen, I'm 41, boys, and
Mhm.
I done even at this age in relationships, I done had, and I'm talking about 4, 5, 10 year relationships that had to stop
Yeah.
in the mid, because sometimes sometimes the moment and energy can change, it can shift,
Yeah.
and it's okay. Like for me, I've come to know that, hey, you know what, and you said something early that was really key. Women, when it comes to sex, when it comes to sexual intercourse, sexual interaction, women control that narrative. And I think that that's a double standard, but I
Hmm.
think it's a healthy double standard that should be known and should be made prominent. You
Yeah.
know, nationally, internationally, worldwide, where we understand as men, like women, that's the narrative where they have full control. And if it gets to the point to even in the middle of, an interaction, sexual interaction, she says, you know what, I'm not feeling it. We need to stop, whatever the case may be. Um, hey, just pause that. You get back to it later if you done had a conversation. You find out where she is emotionally.
Mhm. Yeah, and like I said, once again, reiterate that's to protect the woman and also protect you as a male because we have enough men going to jail for different stuff, that we can't control sometimes. So this is something you can control. You're in full control.
Right,
You know, um, you can't control her body first of all, but you can control your own body and
right.
exercise that control. That's what Nicole said. She said, "I know men are stronger sex, but they need protection too." Okay, so since you brought that in, we're gonna go ahead and dive into that. Let's talk about interactions where it's males being sexually assaulted, and also, um, do you think it's is viewed as serious as women when they say they've been sexually assaulted?
No, it's not. It's not viewed as serious. Um, and there's spaces and where it should be taken a little bit more serious, especially when it comes to intoxication.
Hmm.
Um, and that's probably as high as I'll go because I have some biases when it comes to men women interaction and sexual interactions,
Hmm.
but I do think there's advantages that most women take when it comes to one coercion
Hmm.
and two intoxication.
I have one situation that comes to mind when we talk about this, right?
Uh,
And it deals with Cardi B, right? She admitted to drugging guys and robbing them. So would you consider that sexual assault?
that's robbery.
No, 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 no. But she had sex with him. She had sex with him.
That's sexual
Yeah,
assault.
She had sex with him, and then
yeah, at the point that it's intoxication, at the point that it's intoxication, that's sexual assault.
yeah. So that's why I was speaking. I forgot to add that
Oh
point.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. That's most definitely sexual assault. They hide and drug, they drug. She done drugged them up.
Okay, so those type of situations for any men watching or whatever, those type of situations will fall under the sexual assault category. If you had sex, right? If you don't have sex, it's just robbery, but
Yeah, just robbery.
it's just plain robbery. Don't go screaming sexual assault, man. Dr. Toya, and just to let everybody know, Dr. Toya is supposed to be on here, but she got Brother Al Jackson here to fill in for her. She's not feeling well, so prayers to her, and we hope she feel better. Um, she says more likely to be taken seriously when the perpetrator is another male. Do
Most
you?
definitely.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
that's
most definitely. Yeah, it is. Anytime the perpetrator is another male, it's gonna take me. Just like that's just like with with most abuses, it's gonna take it's taking we take it seriously when it's a male.
mm,
You just whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's physical abuse, you just don't get men calling and saying, "Hey, this woman did this to me."
yeah.
And typically, it's because of that double standard,
Mhm,
which like I said, I have a bias toward, and I think is a healthy double standard.
mhm.
I'm not about to. I'm not. If another male does, you're fine. You're okay. That you're safe doing that.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say, hey, this is what happened to me, unless it's again intoxication.
Yeah.
That's real. Like for me, that's big because I know that women do that.
Mhm.
And I know I've known women that have done that, where
Mhm.
they intoxicate the man, screw him, and then take what
Run,
he
run
got, and
his
they go
run his
about their
pockets.
business.
Run his pockets. That's what she'll do. But and it's not funny. I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. But that's what happens. And I've
Right.
known people to do that. So that like we said, that's usually happen. And like Heidi said, it's true. But most men suffer in silence, so that's why we don't hear it as much. That's why it's not a big issue, or there's not a big eye on it. We don't see that in mainstream media.
We don't. You're right. We don't. I've had a number of clients that I've spoken to over the years,
Mm.
um, and even with the speaking, even with the conversations, and just me talking to the clients that I've talked to, there's still a huge variance
Mhm.
when it comes to men versus women. There's a huge variance,
Mhm.
uh, and I'm talking about some. If I was to just guess percentages,
Mhm.
there's probably a ratio that there's literally probably 9 to 1
Mhm.
You
So
know,
9 to 1. Can you elaborate?
women versus men, 9 to 1
Okay, so
ratio.
9 women have that sexual assault versus one every.
Yeah, I would say every 9 women to 1 male that have that have had that interaction, and that's with me pushing the number.
Okay, all right, and just say, and we could say that, but in reality, we can't even account for that because, like you said, men are silent about it. So I remember
Right.
one case. I remember one case, and it's like it was funny to me because, and I was younger, but it was funny to me because it was a woman doing this to a man, right? She put a knife to his neck and she took what she wanted. And, I'm like, okay, what? And he went and reported it as he should, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't serious to me because of the fact that, you're supposed to be a stronger person,
Right. Right.
and that's why I think a lot of people do. It's like, they look at it crazy. And I even remember a story where a guy said he went and told a cop something like that. Maybe it might have been the same story. And the cop kind of laughed at him. Are you serious? I think it was the same story, actually. And the cop kind of laughed.
That sounds like that's something that would happen.
Yeah. Hold on. Dr. Toya, she said the estimates for sexual assault, particularly with men, are it's underreported. Yeah, I agree.
I can believe that.
Yeah, so we'll never know that because of pride, because of male pride.
Yep.
It's not cool to be that dude talking about yeah, she took it, bro. It's not cool to be in that situation.
Right. I think if we if we had to take the stats
Mhm.
and you included women that were in relationships or marriages and you included them in that same conversation, maybe the numbers will go up a lot higher for men.
Oh yeah,
Just
probably so. Yeah.
and that's probably for just the sake of entertainment and conversation. That'll probably be the only place that I
Uh,
think it would probably just show itself.
okay, my sister's saying something. She said, keep in mind it's worse for men in the islands. The newspaper laughed at them while reporting it. Oh no. So she said the news people, the people that was reporting it, laughed at them while they're reporting it. So like I don't know nothing about it. But I mean, like I said, people don't take it serious, and I know that because we view men as the stronger sex or the
Hmm.
stronger gender, it's downplayed, to where they think they're lying. That's the first thing comes to mind. Okay, you lying? Stop shitting me. Basically. Um, where do I want to go? Also with we was talking about the man on man dynamics, right? What we haven't heard though, because of now, uh women can marry women, men can marry men. We haven't heard of the other aspect of women sexual assaulting other women. We have do we have those figures? Have you heard of it?
You talking
I
to
don't
me?
have
No.
I don't have those. No, I don't have those figures. I did not pull them up, nor
Well, I'm
did I
saying, have
look
you
them
heard of
up.
that yet? Not I didn't mean figures, but have you
Oh
heard of it?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Most definitely.
okay.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I actually have two really close friends that I grew up with, that were in that that experience, sexual assault from another woman.
Mhm.
I haven't had any male friends that experienced it from another male, but you know, we hear, I've heard about it.
Mhm.
My father, he did time. He expressed that to me. That
Mhm.
was in prison, but that's where I heard about it.
Oh,
Outside of that, my own personal experiences. I've had two personal cases and where I've experienced and had a conversation with two different women that were uh, sexually assaulted by another woman.
yeah, and that's usually where you hear about it in prison. Nicole, what's that show we used to watch that had that on there where the guy sexually assaulted another guy? It's a show off in London or something like that. Which show? Which show is that, Nicole? Well, it was a show in my co-host just got here, and he got his jeans on, so he's in accordance with what's going on. Um, I can't remember the name of that show, but anyway, it was a scene, and it was eye opening, right? That men do deal with the same thing. You gotta plug you. Yeah. But yeah, men do deal with sexual assault, and it's something I never really gave I've never really thought about, in that aspect. And and he gonna come here with that ugly ass shirt on. Um, it's that bull right here. And we talking about sexual assault. He about to get verbally assaulted right now. Coming in my house, enemy colors and the enemy's logo on.
A Falcon shirt. Come on.
Yes. It's a whole thing, brother. I'm a Saints fan. I'm from New Orleans, so that's what's going on here. Um,
Ain't nothing wrong. Y'all had your own internal battle going on.
yes, we have our own battle right here in our studio right here. So that's what it is. But yeah, that's the only time when I saw that it was like, wow, I never thought about like men being sexually assaulted, in that aspect until I saw that, and it was just so real. It was like, oh, that's and what he actually did. It wasn't like the whole violent thing. What he actually did, I don't know the term. Tell me the term when I tell you what I'm about to say, but tell me what the term is. He was supposed to be using a condom, and he took the condom off. There's a term for that. I don't know what it's called.
I know what you're talking about. Well, I don't know the term, but I've heard people they give
Who
it a
done
name.
beat your ass?
They gave. Oh, I did this yesterday.
You got sexually assaulted? Do you want to?
Nah.
You want to come out?
I did this yesterday. I beat myself in the face with a pipe.
Oh shit!
But,
My bad, y'all.
I know what
I'm
you're
sorry.
talking about.
Yeah, my bad. I just turned around. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know the term for that, but it's a term they give it when the guy's supposed to have a condom on, and yeah, and he sneaks the condom off, and that's also sexual assault, ladies. Just to let you know, it just came to mind because of that. And there's something we don't talk about, right? We don't talk about the fact that you, as a female, you agree to a certain interaction, condom on, using protection, and he comes in and he doesn't put the condom on, or he takes it off during the interaction, and that is also sexual assault. Actually, the star of that show, which was a lady, she had that. That's who it was. She had that happen, not the guy. The guy had something else going on. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Heidi.
Stealthy.
It's called stealthing. That's what they call it.
Got a name for everything.
Yeah, of course. They got a name for every single thing.
Appreciate it. She got it. Stealthy.
Yeah, stealthing. And we got Dr. Toya, and she put up a link on. If you're watching this, go to the comments and look at this link. It's a good resource for information on male victims.
Report. Okay, those are the reported male victims.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was resource for information. I also shared this with it's a group I'm in on Facebook. It's called Men's Den. So this is for them also. Just to let men know where they can turn, or what they could do in these cases. I think they're getting better about, I'm being serious with men. I think it's getting better now. More focus is being brought to it. Terry Crews, go back to that, because people messed with him about it, right? When Terry Crews came out talking about he was sexually assaulted and everything, I think it kind of put more focus on it. Now people clowned him for it, but I think they also put focus on it also.
It brought it to light, I think. Yeah. But yeah, it's
that was big.
It's gonna be some transition there before the clown. It probably never go away when people actually clowning on, looking down upon it, but it'll be more acceptable in the future, I think.
Trying to get your sound right. That's all. Yeah. So
I think even with the humor brought to it, I think we took it serious. I think we bring sometimes, just some of our ideology is better to laugh about it. And I think sometimes we have that even in serious situations. I don't think it's so much that we're innately just saying, hey, we don't care about the situation. We don't care that you had this true experience. I think we just, as people, we just, sort of find humor in serious situations like this. Even like when we was talking earlier, we had, it wasn't funny because we're talking about the situation itself, but there's moments of laughter within that, because not only do we know how, as men, we know how we think.
Yeah.
And we know if we know we looking at, if you just looking at someone, a 240-pound dude, Cock Strong coming in talking about he was just molested is like the first sight of it. Oh well, you don't take it serious and you're
Or you could
laughing
have
about it.
you could have knocked his ass out. Oh, that's the first thing you're gonna think of.
Right.
I know from coming from my perspective, I'm gonna I create a visual in my head, and
I do too.
And it's sometimes humorous for me. So it's not that everybody's claim needs to be taken seriously. It's just for me,
right.
I'm terrible about that. I find humor in any subject, so don't invite me to no funerals. Because...
Bro, I'm like that too. I mean, but you know what I think it is in the Black community, right? We're brought up through trauma, right? And our response to a lot of this is either we're gonna have to laugh about it and get over it, or we're gonna be sitting somewhere messed up in the head. And that's what we do. We've come from slavery. We come from 400 years of being oppressed. I gotta
being used to dealing with trauma, and just learning how to deal with it. What happened?
I don't know. I'm about to see right now.
Now, is that the doctor here?
He's not a doctor. No, well, yeah, Dr. Toy. Yeah, she was supposed to be here, but this is Al Jackson, Brother Jackson. He's a therapist.
Okay, all right.
And he's filling in for her.
Al, where you located? I know you probably said all this stuff.
No, he didn't.
Okay,
no, I'm here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well.
Turn your mic down a little bit, Yana, and that's my niece. Yeah, turn your mic down a little bit because I'm getting feedback. Okay. You're in Wisconsin. Okay, yeah, that's where Dr. Toy is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're good. Mm-hmm. All right.
Is Dr. Toya a therapist as well, or she's just okay, cool.
She's doctor. She's a psychologist.
Okay, so the two of you work together, or you just I mean, how does that work?
So at this, we're at the moment currently we're working on a program and writing a program together for Black men, for young Black men. I've been knowing her, I think, 2 years now. And when I met her and built a relationship, and we started working together, and there were some ideologies that she had about men in general that I had a lot of respect for. Then come to find out she was raised around a lot of men. I, on the other side, was raised around a lot of women. And so the program that I'm writing, with me having daughters that I was explaining earlier on the show, it created a fire for me to do something different when it comes to our black young men. I coach, work with a lot of young Black men, even having a lot of young Black male clients, and seeing their frame of thinking, their frame of mind, seeing how they're being brought up, and seeing what the school system and how the school system is working with a lot of our different youth. I didn't see an insight for change when it comes to our emotional and mental and psychological health for young Black men. So I seen the same narratives I seen growing up, I seen coming up behind me too. And so we decided, we talked, there were some ideas I had, and we just started bringing those together. And so that's something that we're working on currently, and just finishing up. We should have this curriculum finished up within the next month or so, to where we can unveil it for young Black men.
Okay, and I would like you to bring that to us when you finish it. So
most definitely,
most
definitely.
How are you looking at deploying that? Is it going to be like a disc, or are you going to actually do live in person interaction? What's your deployment method?
So we're gonna there will be two different methods. So there will be some virtual information that will be delivered, because it's a lot of what you would consider in spiritual community shadow work, what you would consider in the at the technical inner child work that's being done. for those young black men, and there will be some on-site things that is done because there's a combination of not just you know training them psychologically, emotionally, but there's another piece that we're adding in with vocational therapy, which is training them with skilled trades, and we're combining those two along with a few other things that we're implementing. So yeah, it will be some hands-on and it will be some virtual things that we will have for the young black men.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, we talked prior to going live, and we can implement it what we were talking about. That would be nice to do something for the younger generation coming out that might not have men in their household or men role models. Period. So we're gonna go back to sexual assault because this ain't about men. And stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. I interrupted the show, but I want to get some backstory.
No, I understand. I'm messing with you. I'm giving you shit right now, but
That's good.
It's all good.
What you said, Yannick?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do y'all think like the way people dress influences it? Like, do you think it gives other people a leeway into doing what they do?
No.
Oh, okay.
You don't think-
No, I'm with your uncle.
Yeah.
No, but what I do want people to understand, well, not people. I'm just going to talk directly to you. It's the picture of men being visual. It doesn't give anybody permission based on how you dress for far as sexual assault is going. Assault is assault, regardless of how that works. But men, that's what they notice first. They're visual for the most part, and that they're going to pick up on that. And a lot of times they take that as an invitation or anything like that. But sexual assault, no. I think that it takes a certain kind of person, regardless of being a man. It takes a certain kind of person to sexually assault someone. So I think your dress has very little influence, probably none at all. But it will get you more attention from the opposite sex. I think absolutely.
And that's what I was about to say. So it does not constitute, nothing excuses. I don't care if you're walking down the street naked, right? There's no reason for a man to touch you ever, ever. So I'm going to say that. But secondly, I'm going to say that the way you dress will get you certain type of attention. Not all attention is good attention. And that's what we got to understand. We have to tell our young females growing up is that you can't on the front end be dressed a certain type of way and then be mad of the attention you get. Understand? Now I'm saying attention. I'm not saying hands on. I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying the type of attention, because we see a lot of that on social media and everything. We see where they act like they don't want attention, but you're there with your all your goods out. So no, simple answer to your question, no. The way you dress, it doesn't. No man should ever touch you.
No.
And dress, the way you dress is not a reason to be touched.
And I'm going to say, if somebody is capable of sexual assault, it doesn't matter what you have on.
Yeah, and that's true too. There you go.
But I'm speaking strictly from opinion, but I don't think it matters what you have on.
No, it don't.
Who's
I agree.
To do that. But like your uncle said, you're gonna get a certain kind of attention based on the way you dress.
Thank you, Troy.
Everybody is prejudiced to an extent, so when they see certain things, they're gonna think certain things, and then
I'm gonna leave Toy's comment up there because that's a good motto. That's a good
word.
Yeah, my dress is not a yes. So meaning the way you dress, it don't mean yes. Yeah. She over here with these bars. She got bars. She about to when your album come out, Dr. Toy. We're gonna wait for your album to come out.
She is funny. She is funny.
That's my dress is not a yes, and I agree with that.
I think most logical people do agree with that. But you will get a certain amount of attention based on the way you dress, but it's never okay to be assaulted in any way, And then you can take sexual out of the thing and just say assault period. That's never okay. You can't say, oh, because I had on nice clothes. No. Assault is, it's just not okay when you victimize someone else. So
yeah.
It's a weakness. And typically it's a weakness. And I'm gonna speak because I'm a man. I'm not a man. I'm not gonna speak on the woman's side as prevalent because I I don't experience that much there, and I haven't had that many as many cases or individuals that have approached me with those issues.
Mhm.
But on the side of on men, I know we can all be on one accord. That's a man's weakness, and it exposes itself in times where you probably wearing something short and it's exposing itself. It don't mean you shouldn't have that on. It just means that was his weakness.
Yeah,
Had nothing to do with you as a woman whatsoever at all. You
Well,
should have been able to honestly wear whatever you felt like wearing at any point, anytime with without that, without that dog coming out in him and
Mhm.
showing itself. That's how I feel about it.
so I just want to be clear. You saying that a man reacting to a woman's dress, that is a sign of weakness or shows a certain weakness that he has?
Well, he can't control his.
The
He
the
can't
discipline. No, yeah, he should definitely. We gonna all. When a woman is fine and she look nice, she got a
Right.
nice shape. We're
We gonna
going
look.
to
We're gonna pay
act.
attention.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna
But
pay
there's a level of maturation that comes with us as men versus some other men that haven't matured psychologically and say, okay, well, my mind says she look good, so I want to go over there and smack her on the butt.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
Okay.
in that discipline within us says, no, she looked nice, and even at some points, hey, I want to have a conversation. It's a certain conversation that too we're gonna have. We're not just gonna, hey, come on, hey, you look real good over there. Let me smack that. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? It's not gonna even be that. It's gonna be a more honorable and respectful conversation that's gonna even follow because of discipline
I
and
got
because of that lack of weakness.
that's what I was looking for. Just some clarification.
Mhm.
Okay. I
No,
appreciate
I appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah. And anything else? Because I mean, did you get your answer? Or
Yeah, I got my answer. I just like most people, they would think that like the way, cause I'm a teenager and you see how I dress, Uncle. So like most people my age think that the way you dress has something to do with like you getting sexually assaulted or even like just rape. Period. They
how,
just think that the way you present yourself is that's why you get the outcome you have.
how old
no,
are you?
no.
I'm
If you don't
6.
16? Okay. I mean, but that's not unusual. Like my man was just what's his
Jackson, brother Jackson.
brother Jackson, like he was just saying, it's a certain level of maturity that your peers haven't experienced yet. So they still, they still trying to figure themselves out. So it's a lot that they are still learning. So whatever I always get on my kids about this. Don't turn to your peers for answers because they are dealing with the same thing you are.
Mhm.
Look to someone higher, somebody you trust, and then ask them about these kinds of things because they still trying to figure out the world too, and they're not trying to necessarily give you bad information. It's just they just don't know.
They don't know.
It's a
Yeah.
level of
Yeah.
ignorance
Yeah.
that hadn't that's there that they haven't haven't seen.
Word.
They feeding each other bad information
Right.
back and forth.
Right. And
Word.
Based on their opinions
and
because they don't know nothing.
yeah, I'm getting ready to go off on a tangent, but we got guests today. All right, guests.
Hey man, you go off on your tangent whenever you need to, brother.
It's just about teenagers looking to other teenagers
Yeah.
for guidance, and
Yeah.
and I don't it makes it makes no sense to me as an older person, but I guess at that age I was kind of easily influenced by my peers as well.
Yeah,
So
we're through it. Don't act like you hadn't. We all went through that.
I wasn't. I can't sit
I'm
here.
still going through it.
But what I can say to that, right, is that being older now, I think in our generation, we knew more of reality. We were
did.
more based or rooted in the
We
reality
did.
versus this generation, because this generation is all fake, right? This generation, you social media filters,
Right.
all kind of other stuff, fake this, fake that, fake last, fake, so everything is not based in reality majority of the time. But we was rooted in reality because we saw what was going on and we was like, okay, we was able to call it out and was able to navigate more. Y'all have it different. So
I explained to my we're gonna get back on topic in a sec, but I explained to my kids when I was growing up, I was able to learn people.
Yeah,
because we spent so much time around people.
Yeah,
but
true.
Now you guys spend so much time online, you get a lot of representatives. You don't really know how to judge character as well because you haven't spent enough time, enough hours around people. And that's just that's just a sign of the times. It's not necessarily good at what I think it's a negative for you guys, but you just wasn't raised in an environment where you actually dealt with people face to face,
all the time.
right? So I think social media has kind of what's the word I want to use? It kind of
Influence.
sets you back when it comes to.
I'm glad you
human
started talking about
interaction.
that, right? Brother Jackson, can we
Mhm.
extend like sexual assault to digital interactions? Do they
Pigs.
extend that to that? Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Eggplant pics. Yeah,
unsolicited pics, man. You
okay.
know, like in so many women, so many women in conversations I've had with women, man, they get those, man, they get pics sent all the time.
Mhm.
Like get flooded with unsolicited pics.
Wow.
And again, I think that still comes back around to that, that weakness we have, where we can't, we don't want to we don't want to do the work
Mhm.
a lot of times. We want to try to avoid that at all costs. And so I think with that, we just send the pick over. Let me see if I can catch her attention with this, versus, hey, how are you doing? Or introducing yourself, and just trying to even have a conversation, just a simple conversation, a hi and coming back later and trying to have a conversation. So I think that, that's still like, that's sexual harassment for me.
Okay. Sexual
Like
harassment. Gotcha.
that's still sexual harassment for me. Like
Okay.
you still sending pics of yourself over the internet, man. That's
Unsolicited pics.
And,
unsolicited pic though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And-
and most of the time it be before the brothers even say hi.
yeah, and that's what I heard too. I heard the same thing also.
I think it's funny.
Bling. What the?
I think it's
Yeah,
funny that
yeah.
you said they want the easy route.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is they're applying how men think to how women are gonna think. Because a woman saying you are unsolicited pic, you're like, oh, she with
Yeah,
it, you know?
exactly. And I think yeah,
Word.
Whereas,
yeah.
you send a woman that she probably like, what? I don't know what she's thinking because I'm not even gonna pretend to get into the mind of a woman.
But that also goes to the
I'm
fact
sure they
that
don't
we're not interacting with each other on a personal
That's
level.
what I'm saying. I'm sure they don't
know.
respond the way a
Yeah.
man would respond if somebody sent him an unsolicited pic. He's gonna scroll through it and be like,
Mm.
oh, okay. I don't think. Well, I don't want to speak for all men, but it's not a lot of men who would be
Yeah,
be
offended.
upset with
Yeah,
that,
they're not gonna be
right?
offended at that. Majority of men. Yeah.
Most men, and I know the ones that I talk to, and probably you talk to, and I know we're on the show together. And I'm not gonna be offended that you done sent me an unsolicited pic. I look at the pic and scroll through it like I've scrolled through my teenage years looking through the book.
Looking at your email
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be.
Oh wow.
Word.
Yeah. All right. But I'm so for men, because it's a male-based show, I want to talk to young men and say, well, he said it's sexual harassment, right? When you send those pics to women, and young women, and they might be underage, that is that is a crime. That is a crime.
It is assault.
Yeah, that's assault.
It is assault.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
So and I'm telling this because we need to define these things to keep you out of trouble and to keep it from happening in the future, because this is a whole new ball game with this whole digital era, right? This whole new ball game. They don't have rules for this.
Rules are being written as we experience it.
As we experience.
So it's new. What was once thought to be nothing is now heavy. It's major.
Yeah, like bullying, right? Online bullying is a thing. But people don't understand that. That's very serious
now.
Mm-hmm. So once again, with sexual assault, that would be constituted sexual assault, being that you send it to underage young ladies, you can do serious time, just like if you would have raped them. Basically, it carries almost the same time, I think.
Does it?
Yeah.
And you can be the same, and y'all can both be the same age.
Or actually, no, y'all could both be high school students. Think about it. I've heard that happen too. Y'all both in the same high school, and he's 2 years above you. He's a senior, you're a freshman or a junior or whatever, and
sophomore.
Yeah, or sophomore. Yeah, whatever. Two, whatever. Anyway, 2-3 years. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, and he could have a crime on his record. He could be put through the system because y'all in the same, you're in the same school, and it usually happens not to others. It usually happens to us black people.
Yeah,
that's usually when they usually
not just the same school, but in many cases they in the same classroom.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Yeah, that's true.
I've seen a young boy that was
black people majority of the time.
I seen a young boy that was 17,
mm-hmm.
and the young lady was 16.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
understand? 17 and 16, and he got hit, with a sexual
He's
assault case.
considered adult. He's considered adult, and she's not.
Wow.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so even at that age, so I'm with young men, is like young men have to be like really like truly careful, especially when it comes to even sexual interactions. Period. And you gotta, I think we just, we gotta be in some ways held accountable to that and step up, and carry that mantle and say, hey, doing shows like this, all the time, having those conversations with young men as much as we can, because like we're as Black people, we get the short end of the stick when it comes to it. We get more of the example side, and so when it comes to that, like I don't want to see our young boys getting hit across the head with cases that can be avoided with just a little bit more discipline.
Yeah. It usually happens to us, like, you know how they say life, you get the test first, and this what usually happens to us. Yeah. No, that's just the feedback. Something going on the phone. With us, with Black people, we usually get that situation happens, and we get the test first. Basically, we don't get to study. Basically, we don't know what it is. We don't get the knowledge first. We get the actual experience first, and then after the fact, now it's the knowledge. We're like, oh, now I'm screwed up, and that's what usually happens with us. Dr. Toy, I'm about to put it. She said, also remind the minors that when they share new pics of other minors, sorry, they're sharing. Yes, yeah, I forgot that. Thank you, Dr. Toy. When they share other new pics of other minors, it's child porn. No matter if they're the same age or not.
That's heavy, right?
Yeah,
there.
You could be the same age as that. Like Johnny, you could be 16, and that girl is 16, and you share a picture of a boy.
I'm sure
you're a child. You
consider
child
that
pornography.
sounds like such a pedophile type thing, child porn. But
no, it's all in the same umbrella.
It all encompassing the same thing. But I'm sure kids don't. Kids don't be thinking about
they don't. They don't. Then they'll get hit with a bullet. Also, if they do that and it goes to other people and share to other people, then it goes under bullying.
And they have to, like, we had a day and age now where everything, we have to scrutinize everything that we say, everything that we text, everything that we email, every move that we make. We have to scrutinize it and just make sure that it's in line and that it's proper.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we have to, as parents, we have to be mindful to have, because like you said, we're somewhere, it's being written as we're going through it. I'm not an advocate of giving kids cell phones. I'm not an advocate of that. Your child gets screwed up so many ways doing that. Like you just mentioned, you open it up. Like I asked a parent this: would you give your young daughter, your young son, adolescent child, or Playboy magazines and stuff like that, or the DVDs with porn on it and all that stuff? No, and I wouldn't do that. Okay, you give them a cell phone though, and they can get on Pornhub all day long.
Getting the best in the world
for free. For free.
Getting the best in the world.
So we have to start looking at it from that aspect. And if your child does need a cell phone, parents, you need to look into there's software for that. There's software to monitor.
Let's be honest now.
Go ahead.
Does the child really need a cell phone? The day and time calls for one, but plenty of children came along before these kids that never had access to nothing but the neighbor's phone.
Okay, so we have latchkey kids. We because both parents might work. If they have both parents, if only one parent, that parents works. We work in the field where we know POTS lines has gone away.
Yeah,
they don't have telephones, like they used to. So I would say it depends on the situation.
But you could have an actual cell phone for your house. You could have
and you could.
But I mean,
I think we
go ahead
and stuff. So we're gonna be out. We're gonna be going places. We could get into trouble. Like anything could happen to us while we're out, and we're probably gonna need to call our parents.
For the kids.
That's why she here. That's why she here.
But what I want to explain to you, you thought we didn't go out when we were 16. We went out and we got into trouble the same way, but we figured out a way to get in touch with people. I'm not even knocking it. I'm just saying now a lot of people say that as a necessity. you have to have a cell. And you really don't. You're gonna be looked.
It's not a us.
I would
It's
say
just
in her
like,
age range, like that. When I'm
16,
saying
I think
in your
16 is
age
cool.
range, I'm not talking about your age range. I'm talking about younger. Or
yeah,
you're about to be, you're out going places, doing things. I agree with that, right? But also, I think parents need to be more mindful, and parents need to be
Right.
parents.
You giving over
Be
some,
parents.
you open up the world
Yeah.
soon with that cell phone.
Because
I mean,
a lot of parents want to be their children's friend, and they don't do the
So-
due diligence. Go ahead,
So
brother.
I can be the devil's advocate
Go
in
ahead.
this situation,
Mhm.
because I have younger girls, and I have a specific one that's going to just really stand out is my 10-year-old. My 10-year-old is super active.
Mhm.
She's super active, and so with her, I make sure like she has to almost, and I understand where you go where you say she don't have to, but
Mhm.
she almost have to have a cell phone because of how active she is, and she's not active. She's not a modern day active.
Mhm.
She's like a 1980, 90 kid active,
Mhm.
where you want to do everything. You want to play in every sport,
Okay.
and your parent got to try to keep up with you.
Mhm.
And even in the age of us working, so me running my business and me doing my thing, sometimes I can't get away.
Yeah.
I'm a carpenter and I'm a therapist. So
Mhm.
if I'm in here and I'm having a session, or if I'm sitting up here on top of somebody's roof, I just can't hop and leave.
Okay, Jesus. All right.
Hey,
I'm a carpenter.
Black
I
Jesus.
see you. I see you. Hey,
I'm right there with you, Jackson. I'm
listen,
a carpenter.
you can't just up and leave.
Yeah.
And then when mom is unavailable, because mom has to work or she has to do what she needs to do. I need to be able to because we not at with her still having that same high activity, that same motor, and being active, being in and out the house. And I don't want to put the handcuffs on you and say, hey, well, you just sit in the house. I know you're 10. You just sitting. She ain't gonna sit in the house. She ain't gonna just sit and watch TV. She ain't that type of kid. I want to go outside and play. I want to go to the park. And I don't want to sit up in this house all day waiting for daddy or for mama to come grab me so I can go have me some fun. I'm gonna go out here and have fun. And daddy and mommy need to be able to contact me, and I need to be able to contact them, because we don't live in that same day and age. Now it's worse. And even though it wasn't reported as much as kids get picked up, things like that, it's the numbers is higher even now. The numbers is higher. So with that's sort of that safety, because at the end of the day, I can at least get a conversation. I can at least find you. You can at least call someone, no matter what the case may be. So it just gives you sort of a higher safety net than if the phone was just at the crib or the phone was at home.
And they took the payphones away, so
they did.
So we can't do that. No, they ain't
Right.
no payphone.
Kid can't run and get around the corner and call you.
Nah.
I'm a devil's advocate as well. I didn't use payphones either. It's just that I guess we more was suspected of us in my time, more responsibility.
No,
and
it was two different situations, two different times.
And like the doctor said, it's a it was Heidi. Said it's a convenience. It does make it easier. I mean, I won't even sit here and say that it doesn't. But my whole question was, is the necessity?
Yeah, they didn't see that comment because I didn't put it up. I was waiting.
Oh.
She said, I think as parents, we're used to cell phones ourselves. It's a very
is.
convenient method of communication and a way to keep tabs. No, I agree.
Most definitely.
My point of it was that be a parent in doing that, right?
Absolutely.
Don't just what I was trying to say is don't give you just here take the cell phone and just hands off, right?
Because you could
be a parent at the same time with dealing that.
This phone is for when you leave the house. You go into an activity, okay, take this phone with you.
Yeah.
But instead many times we do, oh, this is your phone.
Pacify is a pacifying thing. It's a way to keep them occupied while we do what we do. We want to live our best life. I mean, I'm just saying that's what we go through right now. I mean, we have to speak on everything, so not saying everybody do that, but I see it a lot.
Well, I think this is the first generation where I say first generation where the parents and the kids are pretty much into damn near the same thing.
Oh yeah. TikTok. Look at TikTok.
Everybody.
Everybody on TikTok.
Exactly right. Because the generation before you, like my generation, my parents didn't want to have anything to do with any of my music.
There was a divide. There was a clear divide. Look, that line.
Now the kids and the parents are doing the same thing, and it's so hard at that point. It's a slight tangent. it's so hard at that point to distinguish parent from child, because now you guys are into the same stuff. You talking, it's a big difference. This is the first generation that ever experienced that, where parents and kids are into the exact same thing on a big scale. Not completely, but
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So and with doing that, I think we these conversations we have right now about this topic, I think they miss that a lot of times,
absolutely,
because of the fact that they're both into the same thing, and their conversation is going to be about the same thing, to where when it comes to like serious stuff, they miss the opportunity, because that bond is built around this TikTok or this new dance or this new whatever.
New music,
new music is going out. I think it as elders, because whether I want to admit it or not, we are elders now, brother. You brother, and you brother Jack.
Right.
We're elders now.
I have no problem being an elder.
So as elders, right? I think we have to be mindful to, like I said, we're having this right now, this conversation right now, but we have to be mindful in talking to people outside of what's going on in this platform, in our everyday life. I coach football pre-COVID also, and I used to coach basketball. So I used to, at times I used to hear stuff, and when you hear it, you got to address that. And as elders, Black men also, being that we're supposed to be the leaders, we got to be mindful to do these things, to to have these conversations with these kids coming up, because otherwise, we're feeding them to the wolves. They're
Word.
no protection.
Going out into the world uneducated.
Yeah, exactly. And as young people, right? I'm gonna get on young people. As young people, y'all got to be receptive of that information, because I use this analogy. You want to go driving, right? You want to start driving. You're about to get your license, all this other good stuff, right? If you go driving, would you just go drive aimlessly around 285, or would you want to pull up your GPS to see where you're going?
My GPS.
Okay, so the adults are the GPS, the elders GPS. The younger people got to look towards the elders for these answers, because if you don't come to us for the answers, you're driving around 285, chasing your own self, going in a circle. So that's what I want the young generation to understand. We're here for a reason. Utilize us.
We used to be 16, believe it or not.
Yeah.
This guy was 16 at one
I think
time.
it's indigenously. It's always been that way since since the beginning of time. The young look to the elder. The elders go to the young, and we recycle. But like even now, like we just have to get better with, like you said, young folks receiving, and then us being available for that side, for that information, to prepare you all for the next generation.
I will give young people this. My experience is that they are willing to color outside the lines now. Because when we were coming up, it was like there was a certain flow of things you were supposed to do. You go to school, get educated, and now young people are trying other avenues, and it's working for them. And so now I'm looking to a lot of I interact with a lot of young people, maybe not as young as 16, but in their 20s, early 30s, and they are giving me very valuable information that I never even thought of, because I was so used to doing it a certain way, this way or that way. So young people they got some valid points to them, man.
They most definitely real innovative.
Absolutely, absolutely
They innovative.
So I have to,
they just don't do this,
See, that's how
right. They're not just dancing. They got some.
Some of them are real innovative. Yeah.
So I have to stay in touch with them, because they think outside the box in many cases, and that's
keep you up to date with stuff.
Well, it's not even about being up to date. It's just that you are not you're not held by anybody's standards. Is what I'm saying about a lot of the young people today. You guys have got your own mind. You're gonna do stuff, and a lot of it makes sense when you put it into a real world perspective. It really does. So I have to keep my finger on the pulse.
On the pulse, the pulse of the youth. That's like I said, I coach, so that's usually with it. When I understand certain things, I see certain things. Talking to them and clowning with them. But back on the topic of.
Let's get back to
let's get back. I'm sorry, brother. We've been an hour and something. You have anything else to add in closing, brother? Because we're gonna get out of here.
Nah, man. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. I appreciate the conversations, man. This was extremely therapeutic. Appreciate the young lady giving insight. It was extremely informative and therapeutic at the same time.
Man, I appreciate you being here for jumping in here last minute. I know you're on vacation and everything, so
Oh,
I
man.
appreciate you doing it.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Yana, you got anything?
No, I just enjoy my time here and learning some new things.
And I appreciate you for coming on. And no, is it the 28th or the 29th, Doc Toya? I think it's the 29th, right?
So what do we do? Go ahead and finish. No, go ahead.
No, I appreciate you coming on and having this conversation because I wanted you to be on, representing the young generation because this is going to affect you. And also, I want to thank you for being you're a survivor. Now that we heard your story, you're a survivor, and I want to thank you for being a survivor. I would hate to kill somebody. So I'm just saying. It's 20.
Yeah, listen.
I don't care. I mean, use it.
No. It's not even just that. It's just like the thing.
No, I'm talking about what he was saying. I was talking about what he said.
I was just saying the things that she taught me over time, and I just took heed to it once I actually saw it up close and personal. Like once I just took heed to everything y'all been telling me over the years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, and that's the reason why when we say certain things, we clown a lot in our family. You know that we're a bunch of clowns, but in between them clowning, you'll get jewels, you'll get little pieces of information that we're trying to feed to you. And we'll mess with you. Big head, all this other stuff, and little body and all that crap. We gonna mess with you, but we love you, and we don't see nothing happen to you. So we're gonna give that information. Hold on one second. Your mama saying something on here.
Is that Miss New Orleans finest?
Me. I don't know what she's talking about because it's a delay. I don't know exactly what she's commenting to. Me either. I don't.
Somebody or something like that.
What's that? You said what?
About having to deal with somebody or kill somebody.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, she said, she said, I got my money for my books. Okay, it's gonna be a chase, so you're gonna have to you're gonna have to beat me to it. So anyway,
who's gonna kill him first?
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat me to it. I'm pretty swift on my type of stuff. So I appreciate you. Okay, I had it on the last post, Dr. Toy. That was the 28th because I corrected that post and I put another post up in Blackmailed podcast.
Yeah, I think it started on the 29th, and then it went to every third Wednesday. So whatever the third Wednesday falls on, that's the day.
Okay. So 29th used to be the 29th at some point.
Right. It started on the 29th, and it was continuous on the 29th, and then I think somewhere in between that time between 1998 and now, the date just changed to the third Wednesday. Probably because it fell on a weekend or something like that, and nobody celebrated or what have you, and it couldn't be celebrated in school during weekdays, things like that. So,
get a backstory on the.
I don't know. Do you know the backstory about the denim? Why is the denim? That's a good question because I don't know.
Yeah, there was a young lady over in there was a lady in I think it was Europe who was raped by a 45-year-old driver. She was an 18-year-old girl. She was raped by a 45-year-old man, and the case was overturned. And when the case got overturned, the Supreme Court judge in that nation said, it was her fault because she had on super or very, very tight jeans. And they overturned the case, threw the case out, released the man from prison. He was already convicted, but they released him at that moment. And so it gained headway not only from being, a case in Europe, but coming over here to the United States. It gained headway, and that was back in 1999. And so from there, the case, moved forward, and this was a thing to do every April in support and in solidarity and support for that particular case. And then as time go, things just gain traction, and that's what happened. So we just do it to support sexual assault awareness globally now. But that's where it derived. That's where it derived from, where it started from.
So it's actually the fourth Wednesday. Is it the fourth Wednesday? 28th is going to be the fourth Wednesday, correct?
Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah, fourth Wednesday.
So it's gonna be the fourth Wednesday. So that's every April, the fourth Wednesday in April. Then.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's the
Yeah, it's the fourth Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. And just you told that story, so just there's an update that came. No, that's it. No, this is an old case, but it's been updated. So there was a missing young lady at college. She went to Clark Atlanta University. Her name was Alexis Crawford. She was murdered. You heard about it?
I want that sound very familiar.
Yeah. So what happened was so her body, they found her body over here in DeKalb County, Decatur.
Yeah, that was what, a year or two ago.
That happened 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
they're updating it. So what actually happened was that it started off as
was it like a back page?
Yeah, no. So her and her college roommate, and boyfriend was in the house, and it started off as sexual assault. That's why I mention this now. So when they found out what happened, it was actually a sexual assault to where the boyfriend, she got drunk or something, high or whatever, and the boyfriend did something to her. So she went to report it, and it was
what happened.
Yeah. Okay. And so it was supposed to be he's supposed to be going to court or something like that. And
it was a strange story.
Yeah, it's super strange.
Her female roommate was helping the boyfriend.
Yeah, and that's what happened. The female roommate helped him get rid of the body. I'm sorry, because what ended up happening was that they weren't really talking or whatever. She told somebody in her family that she didn't feel comfortable in her dorm anymore because he used to come around or whatever. And the girl got in an argument with her about, I guess, the boyfriend, and he choked her to death. He choked her till she died, and then they went and buried her body. I mean, went and put her body in the woods, and they dumped her body. They didn't even bury her.
But her roommate helped.
Yeah, and the roommate just wanted to help her. And the roommate actually was, used to go to family events and everything, and used to be around her parents and all that stuff. So, I mean, but it started from a sexual assault. So,
wow.
You have to be mindful, even at, even this day and age, even with your own friends that you might trust, you got to be mindful about that.
Everybody ain't your friend.
Yeah. And we're so everybody wants to be accepted and all this other stuff this day and age. So you have to be mindful, discerning eye, use a discerning eye when picking your friends and knowing who you're around.
Mm-hmm.
So gotta be.
I appreciate everybody for coming on, and I appreciate everybody for being involved and giving us your input and having this conversation with us. Brother Jackson, be in touch. We already talked earlier, and we'll be in touch. And Yana, I'll be in touch with you.
Definitely.
Stay in your room. Stay away from this.
I've been in this room.
Stay away from the Ebola monkeys. Hold on a second. Dr. Sawyer came up with a comment right quick, and there we go. This is why we have a mindful. We have to be mindful of harassment. It first started with harassment, and then it escalates to assault. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically the steps it takes. Harassment first, they verbalize it. Keep verbalizing. They keep on getting at you, verbalizing the thing. Usually it turns to actions. No, that was doctor. She said, don't forget to wear jeans on Wednesday. So Wednesday is the day for sexual assault awareness. Wear jeans. I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna wear a jean hat. So I'm gonna be at work. I'm gonna wear a jean hat. Just to acknowledge sexual assault.
I'll be on a plane, but I make sure I get some jeans as soon as I get home, and I'm gonna throw a picture on Facebook.
Okay, post on Dr. Toya page. That's what she said. She said, and post your jean pics on my page.
All right, cool.
So, like I said, I appreciate everybody, and brother, I'm gonna be in touch with you. I
appreciate it.
I like what you're doing, and hopefully we can do something later on, and try to mentor some young men.
Most definitely. Y'all take it easy now.
Appreciate you. All right. That was another episode. I appreciate everybody rocking with us, and we'll be back next week with another topic.
All right. What's the topic?
Nah, I don't. Okay. Yeah, well,
you'll find out next week.
Yeah, you'll find out next week. And bye, Yana. He was gone anyway. Bye. And we out.